Oh shit. The dude that's with the blonde hair that's working for the agency, he's an OG. I wouldn't have suspected that. I thought that Kiyoma was probably going to be the only one. But anyway, my boy Kiyoma, he's still having nightmares about that war. So obviously, at some point in time, they're going to tell us what happened. Now, when I first heard about it, like they don't have to show you, but so much. We knew he was a soldier. We knew he fought in these wars. It might be a little bit of detail they might show. But now that he's having nightmares, we got to find out whether it's Freddy Krueger, like whether he lives on Elm Street or whether, something major happened that's important to the plot. If that's the case, then we got to know now. We got to know. Now, anyway, Mira, she grown now. She grown as hell now. They got paid. She went and got herself a cheap ass spot, a little room or whatever, a little trailer. That's where she lived now. She was happy about it too. I like that. She's like, oh man, I got my own little house. Basically like a house. I think she's probably gonna still be paying Kiyoma. He's gonna be like, you're on my property. You're gonna pay me a little bit of something. Probably. They paid him pretty good. They paid him like $60,000. They paid the girl $60,000 for the for collecting those pigeon bots. And I know some people are gonna think, why isn't she a slave? She's supposed to be 12 years a slave. And this is the reason why behind it. It's because she's a robot. She doesn't need a whole bunch of. That's true. She's a robot. She don't need as much as humans, but she's gonna need maintenance. She need money too. Not we ain't gonna be paying her because she's human, like a human. We're gonna pay her because she needs to make repairs. She said when she was talking, she said, I need a place to lay down. That's how I reboot myself, and that's how I make my repairs and whatnot and stay in good condition. You need to keep your. That's like even if you have machines at like a factory or something, they got to pay to keep maintaining that machine, keep oil it and grease it or whatever, lubricate it, whatever they got to do. They got to do all that stuff. Keep it powered. You got to keep your thing running. So, yeah, they should be paying the girl. Now, no, make her a slave. 12 years a slave. They beat the brakes off. Remember when they beating the dude with the what was it, their paddle? He's like, bow, 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 bow. The dude he said, you're a runaway slave from North Carolina or whatever it was. He said, no, I'm a free man from Washington, D.C. And they said, wham, wham. When he said, I forgot. I'm so sorry. I forgot. I got amnesia. It's all back to me now. He said, I remember. I'm from North Carolina. Where you from? Durham. Oh man, that amnesia got beat right out of him. He went right back to normal. He said, I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, the reason Kiyoma doesn't like those kids because they some badass kids. That's what we found out. Like, I thought he was hard. These kids are bad. Girl was asking Mira if she screwed Kiyoma, ran up in the trailer, ran up in the house, put the gun up in her mouth, blew her brains out. The kids were playing in the cars, even though Kiyoma told them 10 million times stop playing with them. He was pissed. By this time, he pissed. Them kids is pissing him off. Apparently, he thought that they were trying to steal his car because even though the car is like dated and it's like a dinosaur, it's a relic, it still could be worth some money because they said they only see them in museums nowadays. It's a relic, so it might be worth some money just for like collectors or something like that. Or the kids might just be interested because they don't see stuff like that often. So they're like, oh my God, I can't believe he still got one of these. Everybody else got a coil car. I don't know if that's what you call it. Was it a coil car or a Tesla car? Whatever they got. Whatever they got, that's what he doesn't have it. He goes and buys stuff that have coils, takes the coils out and put batteries in it, like AA, AAA, double X or triple X, so he puts like Ice Cube and Vin Diesel in his products because it's triple X. Y'all saw the movie, y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Kiyoma, he's trying to figure out who's running numbers. Now, by this time, Mira was saving these kids because they messed with the cars and the cars were going to collapse on them. But he's trying to figure out who's running numbers. You know, who hit the Powerball and everything else like that. Y'all know what running numbers is. Before the lottery came out, in the hood, they used to have what's called running numbers. It was the lottery. That's where the lottery came from. People would say, pick some numbers or whatever, and they pick numbers at random. Whoever wins, they pay them. And they actually paid them more in terms of like you didn't get taxed or nothing, so you got more. What you would if they said you was gonna win $20, you got your whole $20. Like when you hit the Powerball for like a 1.3 billion or 1.5 billion, you gonna get what 0.75 billion. You're not gonna get the whole thing, you know. But when they was running numbers, you got the whole thing. They shut them down and started doing numbers on TV and stuff like that with the Powerball and all that kind of stuff. That's where they got it from. They took it. But anyway, he was trying to figure out who's running these numbers. That has nothing to do with the show. They got these coils, these special coils called numbers in the show. And he's trying to figure out who's running them, what's going on with it. He's trying to ask questions about them. And the dude that he goes to who works with coils, he told him exactly what he needed to know. He said, yo, the regular coils we got now are basically like, he said the number coils are prototypes. The coils we got now are like a watered down version of them. He said they barely even, basically their power source is dimension W or whatever it is. He said it just scratches the surface of that, just enough power just to run whatever you need or whatever. He said the number ones, he said they go deep down the rabbit hole, like deeper than Alice in Wonderland, you know, way down the rabbit hole, deeper than Neo and Matrix. You know, he followed the rabbit hole. That's how deep they go. He said this thing draws power and it could create a no, he didn't say that, but theoretically it can create a black hole or something like that. They said later on, there's some guy, the guy who invented the coils, invented a new one that was like a double coil. They said it can create a black hole. So these things you don't really want to be messing with. Now he's got that information on the coils and whatnot, and he's got to find these numbered ones. Now we know what the dude's finding. He's finding prototypes and stronger coils. I have no clue what's going to happen with that. Anyway, the fucking kids, Mira lost her head fucking with them damn kids. When she went to save them, the car fell on her, head went flying, heads was rolling. You know, they cracked the egg open, whatever, right out in the street. They found that she's a robot. I wonder what's so weird. Like, why are they like, oh my God, she's a robot? Do they not have a lot of robots like that? Or most of the robots you can tell are robots? I would think at this point in time, they would have robots. They probably just not, because if I'm not mistaken, this robot is a lot more lifelike than regular ones. That's what I'm thinking it is. So, but at the same time, they never revealed whether they had other things like her. You know, some people had something like her. You know, what's that? The dude who had them 2 attack bots and stuff like that. That's why it's so confusing to me. Why people's like, you know, the kids are, oh my God, it's a robot. We've seen other ones. They probably just aren't like common. Like, no, maybe only the rich folks got them or something like that. So anyway, they threw Kiyoma in the pokey, because the kids almost got killed on his property. And they said they had to ask him questions. They brought him in for questioning. And some girl named Claire Skywalker, they said she was a chosen one, and she helped got him out of the pokey, right? And he went to go see her. Turns out one of the kids is her granddaughter. But she works for the agency that goes collecting coils or whatever they got. And she calls up that dude, the dude that runs into Kiyoma from time to time. And she reveals that he was in the same unit as Kiyoma. She says, I met the other, the chancellor of Naboo, whatever his name is. He said, I met, what's his name, Senator Palpatine or whatever, the other Senator Palpatine. I forgot what they called it, the something Grindel, the Beast of Grindel or whatever. She said, I met the other one. So that means he was one. But it seemed like this dude uses coils, but Kiyoma doesn't. So I guess the other dude's more comfortable. He probably don't use like number coils or super coils or anything, just like basic ones or something like that, where he feels like, okay, I'm pretty sure they got these one in check. You know, and on top of that, they talked about they can destroy the planet or something like that by creating a black hole or something. I'm not too sure about what's going on with that. Now Kiyoma, he chooses not to use coils at all. So I'm wondering what made the difference. I mean, because the other dude, we didn't see that he used coils, but it looks like he used coils. I mean, he's using that hologram machine and all that other stuff. He's strapped up with all the equipment that the other people got, so I'm guessing he used coils at least to a certain degree. But that was interesting because I was wondering, and I'm pretty sure y'all was wondering how those two knew each other, because they used to talk to each other. Hey, what's going on? You know, back when he was getting ready to bust him. You know, so and then at the end, some dude got hemmed up, and I don't know, they busted his mouth or something. You see, the dude was like water was just coming out of his mouth. I think that a coil got trapped in his throat or a lozenge or something. I don't know. Maybe he got a coil pacemaker. And remember, it's tapped into Dimension W. And whatever dimension this is, it probably had water and it started coming up out of his mouth or something like that. I don't know. But I'm thinking this is a coil failure because they're trying to lead us to something that's destructive about these coils. So I'm guessing it got something to do with it. It might be a bunch of people dying that they keep under wraps and don't know this is the coils that's doing this, you know, and possibly it could possibly destroy the planet, something like that. I'm not sure. This episode, it wasn't as good as the last episode, but it was decent. It wasn't too bad, you know. I'm gonna give it it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too shabby. It was pretty good. I'm gonna give it a 4. Last episode was beast. I mean, beast. This one was pretty good though. We got a little information on the dude, got a little information on Kiyoma, a little information on coils. It was more of an intel episode. The only thing exciting really happened at the end. Okay, man, what the fuck is this? Is this bullshit? Where's the Fate Zero in my anime list? Nah, I'm just bullshitting. How's the job? Thank you, man. The job going all right, man. Glad you ain't flipping packs no more. I should start flipping packs. I need the money. Okay, we all know why you was in the kitchen. I was in the kitchen because I was whipping the yams, whipping and flipping the yams. But anyway, go ahead, leave comments, like the video, and subscribe because I can't eat. I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke, and you got the power to change that. Peace.